Good morning, YouTube users. It is Monday, November 6th, and I figured I would do a video this morning before I go to work. Since my last video really didn't tell you too much about what's going on, I just said what I had in the car, but I didn't really go too much into detail. But it is an 02 Subaru WRX. I have had it since it was new. I did the right-hand conversion on it with a couple of friends back in 2005, and I've been driving it ever since. As you can tell, the interior is not perfect, but I got to put the vents in. It is an S202 steering wheel, STI gauge cluster, obviously a right-hand drive dash from a 2002 WRX. On top you can see my Chevrolet ECU from the LM7. In the middle you can see the Pro Shifter from B&M Shifters, and I made a custom bracket to hold it up. I have the whole center console still in. There is no carpet in the car. No carpet. No sound deadening. It was all taken out over 10 years ago. I do have a back seat that will be put back in. That is up here. I have rear door cards that will be put in. There's my glove box. You know, just dash pieces. That's steering column thing, and that's the wiper cowl. Here you can see I've got pretty much all the LM7 parts just sitting up here that I need. Coils. These are from the manifolds. They go from the manifolds to the exhaust, but we're actually going to go from the manifolds to a big turbo over here. I had to order this NX plate to fit between the elbow and the intake manifold just so I could clear the fuel rail. It's the only reason I did it. I really don't want to run nitrous on the car at first. I may eventually run it, but at first I'm not gonna. I just want it there to space it out. It is gonna be an intercooled S475. I have my intercooler on order from Treadstone. I ordered it like 3.5 weeks ago, almost 4 weeks ago, and it still has not gotten here. But they're on back order, this is what they tell me, and I'm not gonna complain. I'm just gonna wait. I did the tubs. Probably about 7 years ago now. It's on Air Ride. It's on an AccuAir E-level system. Let's see if we can get in there. See, no, you can't get in there. See right now. Let's see if we can get in the back and see. Oh, you kind of see my tank. Okay, you got the pump, tank, and I'm not going to be able to get it because this light's about to go out, but those are all the electronics for it up in there. It works. At first, when I was redoing the car, I was like, oh, maybe I'll make it so it doesn't auto level and I'll just level it up and down myself because it'll just take all the wiring out of it. But I think I'm actually going to keep the auto leveling and then just disconnect the auto level when I'm at the track. So when the car, launches, the front's going to raise up. It's going to think that it's raising, so it'll bring it down. And then when it comes down, it'll be too low. Same with the back. When it squishes, it'll try to push it up. And then, when the squish comes out, it'll just be way too high. So I think I'm actually going to keep the AccuAir Air Ride in there. The E-level system. The Air is actually going to stay no matter what, but the E-level system that I wasn't thinking about keeping, I think I actually am going to keep it. Let's see, what else is there to talk about? eBay radiator. I got an eBay alternator from these people, ICT. It's an alternator bracket, but it isn't really gonna work because apparently it's not lined up perfectly. So I have to actually space it off the head. I wrote down how much it is. I think it was 12 millimeters I have it written down. I gotta just make spacers and space it out. And so it just sits and the belt won't get destroyed. Easy enough to do. All this wiring right here comes from the original left-hand drive Subaru harness that I took the original harness and I chopped it and cut it up and made it work with the right-hand drive originally. I lengthened what I needed to lengthen. I shortened what I needed to shorten. And it was honestly a mess of wires for many years, but it worked. It really worked really well. I never had any problems. But just now, I didn't video the process of it, but I redid my complete Subaru wiring harness, and I spliced the Chevrolet ECU harness into the stock Subaru harness. I'm using both the Subaru main fuse panel and the Subaru sub fuse panel. I'm using all the circuits from the Subaru to run the Chevrolet ECU and all the stuff that I'm still running on the Subaru. Also, I'm going to be using a vintage air conditioning system that will fit on the passenger side behind the what do you call this thing again? Glove box. It's gonna fit behind the glove box, and then it will run to the stock hoses, which are still under the dash, to the stock vents, and I'll have air conditioning in the car, which I haven't actually had since I did the conversion in 2005. So that will be really nice. I have a transmission cooler for the 4L60E. I actually have two of them. I bought two coolers just in case, but it's going to be laid over here on its side, probably, diagonal on the side over here. On the other side over there is going to be an oil cooler, and right in the middle is going to be the radiator and the intercooler. I also have a diff cooler, but I do not know if I'm going to use the diff cooler because right now I still have the stock Subaru little diff. I think it's an R160 that came out of the 2002 Subaru WRX. So I have an R160 in the back with a JDM LSD out of a 2002 STI in Japan. And I think for right now that should work for a little while until I know I'm going to destroy it. So in my mess over here, let's see if we got it. Let's see if we can find it right now. In my mess, you can see I have an axle there. That would be another Subaru R160 differential. A couple of front half shafts. But behind this piece of wood, there is my 8.8 Cobra independent rear suspension, independent rear differential, and eventually this will be put in the back of the car, but I want to get it running, I want to get it moving, I want to get it driving. So we're going to do that first, and then we will switch to a larger rear end when I need it. And I'm trying to think, eBay wheels, I think I said that. I have my stock Subaru mirrors back on, and I had APR carbon mirrors, but a palm leaf actually hit this mirror, knocked the APR carbon mirror down. You can see that it scratched my paint quite a bit, and actually this fender, you can see it shattered this fiberglass fender up top. So I got a little bit of work to do on that stuff. These are charge speed fiberglass fenders. They're 10 millimeters wider than the factory fenders. I've had them for a really long time. I love them. They really helped me fit these wheels, and had about 6 sets of wheels. They all fit under there. The rears are actually a stock quarter that I took a fender roller and I fender rolled it, and then I took a small mallet and I banged it out, and then I had a really shitty body shop fix it. I didn't mean to use the word shitty, but I had a really bad body shop fix it, and you can tell that the fender, the door, and the other door, they don't actually match. They're all different colors, and yeah. I guess I'll make another video later. I got a bunch of stuff that I'd like to do after work today. I gotta run to work. And then after work, what I'd like to do is I'd like to get the fuel rails finished. I'm having a little problem with them, which is, this is the original injectors that came out of the LM6. They're shorties. They're called shorties, I guess, for Chevy. Chevy has long injectors and short injectors. These are called the shorties. And I think that they're just so old that this rubber down here just won't go in to, you know, the inside hole. Not this big first hole. It goes through that. It doesn't go through the second hole. So what I did on this one and the last one, which you can't really see, is I took that piece off, and I was actually able to get it in there, and it fits in there really nicely. But the only other problem I have, which I think is very odd, is that I bought a Holley intake manifold. Okay, I bought Holley fuel rails, but like, it's not fitting right. They gave me 2 sets of these brackets. They gave me short ones and long ones. These are the short ones, and they're about 5 centimeters too short, so I put a little spacer in there just to see if it would work. And for now it works, but I'm not happy with it. And then the longer one, even if I tried to raise it a little bit, it's just, the longer ones are just way too high for the fuel rails and the intake manifold, and I just don't know why they're not fitting right. If anybody can help me with this, please just leave a message, let me know. I just don't know what to do right there. A little lost. I don't want to get the longer injectors because obviously then I won't be able to clear my intake elbow, which I need that way, because the turbo is going to sit here. The turbo, I guess it's the compressed side. The compressed side is going to go in, up and around to the intercooler, over to this side, and then up and around, and then into there. That's my goal, is to get it like that, so it's nice and short tubing. I got quite a lot of room around here in front of the motor because I was able to push the motor quite a ways back. So I have quite a bit of room here, but I still got to run the exhaust from this side to that side. I got to put the radiator here. I got to put the radiator hoses in. I got to put all the coolant things in, all the other cooling things, and eventually I'll have to put a AC condenser in the front. But it's coming along. It's been my work in progress since 2002. It's gone through a lot of different, definitely a lot of different, what's the word I'm looking for? Different variations, I guess would be a good word, good way to put it. But I'm very happy with the way it's coming out. And yeah, it's the project. This is the project. I should be posting pictures. I should be posting videos every week, or every other day, or every couple days. So that's what I'm going to try to do, because I'd really like to just get it on film for myself, and in case anybody's wondering how to do it. I'll post another video later. Have a wonderful morning, everyone.